love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find.
Alright, I think we're good. Hello, everybody. Alrighty. Welcome to the next House of SARH match on the list today, which is Grim Reaper's competitive versus 406. Looking to be a pretty decent match. Haven't actually, I don't think I've ever seen 406 fight before. I've definitely done stuff with the GRC guys, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. To take a look, we'll take a look at the GRC to start off with. Geez, I have to clear my throat a lot. Sorry about that. Anyways, so over here on the GRC side, looks like we got 3 J11s and MiG-29 over there, and I believe we got a Hornet somewhere in a hangar on that side of the airfield. But for the flankers, you know, we're looking at a bog standard loadout: 4 Rs, 2 Ts, 473s, at least there for Coyote. Signore has same deal, I believe. Yep, exact same loadout there. Grand Speed is looking the same as well. So pretty typical. Penguin here, rocking a MiG-29. Gonna be interesting to see what happens with this guy, because not a lot of fuel in this guy. He goes fast. He rips in the sky pretty well, but not a lot of fuel and very limited missile count. More than the Mirage, though. More than the Mirage. And he looks like he's going to go for a very sneaky tactic with nothing but heaters here, so probably going to stay low or something. And then Andres has Hornet with the typical 6 Sparrow centerline tank loadout with 2 AIM-9s. So there's that. No skins for GRC. I never got any skin pack or anything like that, so we're just going to be looking at them with the default loadout, or the default skin textures. But I did get the skins for 406, and they are going to be taking off from Tbilisi over here, and they're taxing right now, so we can take a look at them. We got Danny in a Mirage. Very, very cool skin there. And he's got the standard loadout and the missile warning system on the back. Raven over here with MiG-29 as well, this time, but he has Rs instead of Ts on his jet. Deathly, same deal. Rs instead of Ts, MiG-29, sweet skin. And then we got 2 flankers back here, no skin on them, but very, very interesting loadout. I guess these flankers are going to try going, well, okay, that might be a mistake. This might be a mistake or something. Either that or Wide Eye is just going for raw speed here in this fight, like, because that's like a patrol loadout you'd see a real life flanker take. You know, 2 Rs in the tunnel, an R, and then a T on the wing, and then 73s in the wingtips. But Generic over here has full on missile capacity right there. So gonna be very interesting. I'm gonna definitely keep an eye on Wide Eye there, see the kind of mock numbers he reaches. And the contestants should be rolling here soon, so we'll just go ahead and do some of that. And a little bit of cinematography here real quick to watch them roll. Hey Plasma, what's up? Wide Eye is going to flank, and you're here for the Madden cuts. Awesome, thank you. Thank you very much for the viewership. Yeah, very interested to see what happens. I did fast forward through the first match just to make sure that the track files worked. So I got to see a little bit of what happens. like everyone who's in the tournament should ultimately know what the standing is currently, but as far as what actually happens in the match, I don't really know much of anything. But goddamn, look at that flanker roll, baby. That's pretty slick. That's pretty slick right there, not gonna lie. Raven, he's just sick of the flanker being slow. So true, Raven. So true. The flanker, there is actually, I know it's on the 33, and I'm pretty sure it's also on the regular 27, but there's like an additional drag penalty put on the flanker if you take a full loadout. So like whenever I LARP in the flanker, I usually just don't take I don't take missiles on the engine nacelles, and I'm able to reach like, you know, 50,000 feet, 1.6 or so if I fly the right profile. Usually when I'm like messing around on Growling Sidewinder. But over here, Raven, I'm gonna take another look at these MiG skins because god damn, does that look sick, dude. Holy shit. That's gotta freak you out in the merge, doesn't it? Sheesh. Real slick. Nice base coat too. It's not like it's just some flat color. That looks like proper, like, you know, paint on there. Real cool, real cool. So looks like MiG-29S's on 406 side took off altogether, and they're going Danny by his lonesome in the center, and the flankers in the rear there. Looking to see the flankers get real fast. Over here on the GRC side, we have kind of a similar thing. Been seeing a lot of ladder ingresses from teams. Could be due to, I mean, obviously, most likely due to takeoff. Definitely due to a lot of dissimilar air profiles and stuff like that. Yeah, we got Coyote and Grand Speed over here in the lead. Andres with F-18, Signori backing him up there. And then we got Penguin going off by himself. Real low to the ground, doing exactly what I thought he would, which is stealth fulcruming. What's up, Bear? How's it going? But yeah, looks like he's gonna be looking to stay low and sneak up on some people. Although with the fuel economy of the Fulcrum, I don't know how well that's gonna work out being on the deck like that. Those RD-33 engines do not like to conserve gas. So yeah, got a pretty standard 2-1-2 ladder formation. This Mirage is kind of breaking off a little bit. Don't know if that's intentional or not. And then again here we got 2 and then like a 1-1 or kind of like a 2 with a little bit of a lead trail there, and then Penguin again just going off all on his lonesome. Did not expect the fight to start off how it did. Caught us off guard. Yeah, I'm interested. Like I said, I'm interested to see what happens, especially with Penguin going over here to flank. You'd think he'd be easily spottable because of data link, you know, and I mean the MiG-29s don't have data link, but they do have bogey dope. The Mirage 2K has the T whatever it's called, TIF. I can't remember what it's called, but TAF, the TAF system. But that only tracks one dude at a time. The flankers should be able to give better, like, good situational awareness there, and that, like, if they see one dude by his lonesome on their data links, be like, hey, I see 4 guys and then 1 dude over here. So, but he's probably flying low enough that he's like hidden from the AWACS or something. Let's see. So wide eye, supersonic. Should probably turn on the whatchamacallit. There we go. Yeah. So wide eye, supersonic right now. Pretty low in altitude, however. MiG-29s over here, they're climbing as well, supersonic. Climbing very slowly though, but still going fast. Over here we got Raven, he's definitely climbing. Danny, still subsonic, but he's just cruising right now. He's engine out of afterburner. Looks like GRC are going to be the first to enter the bubble here. Yeah, they're like almost on top of the bubble there. They're halfway to it. Coyote 1 on the deck. Sheesh. They really want to play that flanker game right here. The GRC guys, they're low. He's in full afterburner on like at 6,000 feet. That's not going to be good for the fuel. Andres though up high, decent speed. Signori in the back as well, supersonic, cruising on the deck. Got a little bit of that growling Sidewinder tactics going in the mountains, but it's over flat, hilly terrain. And again, I'm very interested to see what happens with Penguin over here. It looks like 406 are breaking out into their formation. They got a bit of a kind of a box with like a little flank element over here to the right. GRC, they're kind of just entering. Looks like kind of like a bit of a stinger with the J11s and then an F-18 on top. And then obviously their flank element here. But GRC are going to definitely own this bubble. R27R out from 25 miles from 11,000 feet. Wow. Deathly sees that shot coming out. That R27 will never make it. I mean, it's gonna like, you know, Deathly's gonna be like, oh shoot, there's a guy shooting at me. But I mean, he doesn't care. I mean, why would you care, right? If you know these guys are on the deck and they're firing R's at this distance, it's never gonna happen. 20-mile shot now. Again, on the deck, subsonic too. This is going to be a bit rough one. Aim 7P out though from Andres. Looks like it might be out on Danny or Raven. That's a little, about 15-mile shot. That's a better shot because he was up at altitude. R27R from Grand Speed. 10 to 15 miles-ish maybe. Don't know who that's on. Deathly going really defensive. Probably trying to conserve missiles here. Okay, this aim 7P's out on Raven. Penguin still lollygagging up here to the top left. Coyote with another R27. 15 miles again. On the deck. This R27R is already subsonic now, so not going to do anything. Wide-Eye needs to pick up a target. If he can pick up Grand Speed right here, he will just destroy him. He will absolutely mog him, but Grand Speed is like way low to the deck, and Wide-Eye is probably not diligently scanning with his radar. We get an R out here from Generic onto Andres. Andres fires an aim 7P out on Generic, but he doesn't support it. Generic drops his. Danny looks like he spotted the MiG-29. MiG-29 is going defensive. Danny with a 15-mile shot. That's not going to hit. GR are very heavily defensive here. Signore looks like he's going to try and help Danny. Maybe take out Generic because he's tracking north here. Generic going to assist Danny here. Wide-Eye running down Grand Speed, hopefully. Raven needs to recommit immediately, which is exactly what he's doing good. Deathly needs to get a picture real quick. Wide-Eye is definitely looking for Grand Speed here. There he is. He's got him visual. Come on, Fox. Fox 2. There we go. Nose on. You got it. Better be flaring. Better be flaring. That missile just did not. Oof. Oof. That was not a. Yeah. That's why you double tap. That's why you double tap Fox 1 and Fox 2 to avoid something like that. That was unfortunate right there. That definitely. Whew. That sucks. So we got Deathly, Generic, and Raven coming in. They're all hot. Good fighting there. Grand Speed looks like he's taking an R73 shot out on Deathly, maybe? No, it looks like he shot it at the corpse over there. Raven and Generic double tapping. They're both shooting at Grand Speed, I believe. We got Danny running cold from Penguin. Probably lost him, and now he's going to get clobbered by Signore. But we got a 3-on-3 down here. Looks like, yeah, so one R drop support. Grand Speed, gets taken out by that R27R. Unfortunate. R27T out, though, over here for Deathly. Deathly, is he flaring? He is not flaring. Okay, now he's flaring, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough, but if he turns cold, it's not going to hit him. Raven with an R73 out here. Aim 7P out for Generic. R27R out again for Generic. Raven. Splash 1. Right there, and emerge with Andres and Raven, and I think one more person just died there. I didn't even actually notice that. That's my bad. Sorry, guys. Signore running down Danny. Penguin down here. He's still on the deck, I assume. Yeah, still on deck. He's got to get some altitude there. Aim 7P out here on Raven, as well as an Aim 9M, and he gets scratched. R73 out, though, on Andres, and he gets taken out as well. Now, 3-on-2 here. Signore still running down Danny. Danny's got to start arcing to the right, which is exactly what he does. R27T out, though. Is he flaring? He is not flaring. Missile might hit him here. Yep, and it does. Jeez. Now it's a 2-on-2 Generic R27R. A little off bore sight out on Penguin, who's on the deck here. About a 5-mile shot. Pretty decent shot. Got to press him. Missile gets driven to the ground. Deathly is lost 10 miles from the fight here. Generic with another R27R, goes straight into the dirt. Generic, you got to gain some altitude, get above him, come down back on him. A lot of biggest issue I see is people like, if someone's trying to hide in terrain, they also stay in the terrain, and he gets taken out by Signore, it looks like. Yeah, you gotta, like, if someone's gonna try and use terrain to hide, you gotta get above them. You gotta just ignore the fact that there are hills there and just shoot down on them. There's really nothing else you can do. And now we got R73 out from Deathly onto Signore. Signore looks like he's not flaring. Deathly, ooh, good kill there. Nice kill, nice kill. Oh, I don't know what happened there. It looks like Deathly died to something. I don't actually know what he died to. He either crashed into a tree and like blacked out and crashed into a tree, or he somehow got hit by the missile that I thought missed. Or it might be a desync thing with my track. I don't know. We'll have to take a look at that in the Tacview, see what happens. But round 1 goes to GRC. Very much kind of a clawback. Not gonna lie. A lot of these fights have been... I've noticed a lot of these fights that I've been streaming at least have been like, you know, one team comes in very noticeably in a dominant position, and then the other team just claws it back out of nowhere. Trade kill? Okay. Yeah, because at least on my screen, it looks like the missile missed, so it might have been like a desync thing with the track or something like that. But yeah. But anyways, like, yeah, I mean, a lot of these matches have just been like an overwhelming start from one team, and then the other team just like claws it back for whatever that reason is, you know. So it's very, very interesting turnarounds in these fights. But yeah, so we got Penguin here. Not a single missile fired from Penguin. Penguin contributed to annoying Danny and dragging 406's Mirage away, but did not contribute a single missile. So very interesting. Yeah, I'd imagine there's probably plenty of fuel here if he never afterburnered on the deck. So this MiG-29 is a pretty speedy jet. We'll definitely take a look at his landing here. Just to be, I mean, because he's a solo guy and he won, so we'll take a look at his landing. But in the meantime, it was desync. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it kind of didn't look like he died to the missile, but it turns out that he did. So. Also, just noticed Penguin's actually going to go land at the blue side airbase instead of his own. So. Yeah, always got to make sure you flare. Unless, obviously, if you were out of flares at that moment in time, then you couldn't flare. But always got to make sure you flare in those merge situations. Never know if there's a missile coming out at you. That is definitely the Fox 2 has been the most deadly missile in this tournament for sure. A lot of people just dying to it because they're either not looking out their window, or they're not paying enough attention, or they just lose SA, you know. So very much so, like the killer in these tournaments. So a lot of people definitely can learn a few lessons playing this kind of tournament to build up their situational awareness, because there's definitely a big lack of it when you're not flying exclusively Hornets and F-16s with perfect data link, you know. So it's definitely a good I don't know what to call it, vacation from that style of gameplay. I definitely enjoy it. I'm hoping everyone else enjoys it. A couple only shot Fox 2, even carrying Fox 1. Yeah, yesterday when I streamed the Red Star versus OTP match, one of the Red Star guys, like, I'm pretty sure I think he was carrying 6 Rs, but even then, if he wasn't carrying 6 Rs, he fired all of his heaters, and then maybe 2 Rs, if that, and still had 4 on his body. Deadly die with both Rs still on. Yeah, I would, you definitely gotta, you gotta, that's also the thing, though. If you're gonna carry radar-guided missiles, like, you gotta use them pretty aggressively to put someone defensive, because that's honestly how you should be doing it, is, if a dude's nose hot to you, don't try to spoof them with a Fox 2, because, like, if they're smart, they'll just flare you without even, like, caring. But, like, you gotta get them from shooting their own missiles, so you just immediately Fox 1 them, give them that warning, and then when they turn cold, press them and Fox 2 them. So, at least that's the way I do it. Works out better than hoping you get them with a sneaky Fox 2. At least in my experience, because, like, again, any player with good situational awareness is simply just going to flare you in the merge. Looks like Penguin's going for a long straightaway here. Very smooth landing here. Still fully loaded. Bit of a bounce there. Although I think that's like a client-side thing. Nice, and he's aero braking too. I don't actually think the Russians aero brake, at least in a MiG-29. But slick nonetheless. Yeah, all the no tires popped. That's the real victory here. All right, let me go ahead and pull up the Tacview here. So let's go to our intermission slide, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, we should be back here with the John Madden experience. Alright, so, here we go. Again, just to recap what happened in this round, we had GRC taking a bit of a classic flanker, PvP airquake flanker tactic, and that's all come really low. Grain Speed wanted to come in a little bit fast, but everyone's still really low. Got the F-18 up high, kind of providing like a little bit of an Overwatch, kind of a distraction, I guess, making 406 look up here instead of look down there. So pretty good tactic, honestly, to have a good altitude split like this, because if they're not scanning low and the E3 is not detecting them, like, you know, they're just going to be staring at this one guy wondering where the rest of the team is. And then obviously you got Penguin over here trying to look for some sort of flanking maneuver, try to stay out of the picture. 406 coming in here with a pretty nice spread, 3-ship and a 2-ship in the back here. So we'll be looking at what they do here. And again, GRC hit the bubble first. And again, very aggressive, very, like, just crazily aggressive shot from Grand Speed here. Like, well outside of the R max with this R27R on Deathly. And, like, Deathly just has to, yeah, he just has to, like, beam it and ignore it. And then again, we got another shot out here. This one from Coyote. Again, super aggressive out on Raven here from like 21 miles on the deck. Just crazy shots. This one is a lot more reasonable of a shot here. Although, noticeably, again, leaving the loft profile on the AIM-7. Big no-no. But looks like that one was a dual target there, I believe. So like Coyote 1 and Andres both targeted CTF. Andres taking a significantly better shot here, being super fast. Mach 1.3, 33,000 feet, 17-mile shot. Pretty decent shot. Well within the capabilities of the Sparrow. But Raven just outbeams it, defeats that missile, and then very much so we just have 406 being extremely defensive at this moment in time. So let's see exactly who dies to what here. So Andres with a very, Generic would definitely win this fight. I mean, his missile's already almost there, so Andres definitely had to break off there or eat a missile. We got Signore with a 12-mile shot on a high target, low to high, but Wide Eye just immediately defeats that missile by cranking out to the side. Signore stops guiding it. Danny over here fires his shot at Penguin, so there's that. Oh yeah, how did Wide Eye do on the speed? Did not seem like he actually used it. It just seemed like he climbed in military power the entire time. Because, I mean, he slowed down here. Yeah. So, took less weapons and ended up just not using the decreased drag profile of the flanker, unfortunately. I mean, in this dive, obviously, he went super aggro, but lost this fight with grand speed. I believe this was the first death in the tournament, or the first death in this match. So, as you can see, R27T just gets the crap flared out of it. This is why you double tap again. You know, Fox 1, Fox 2, and then yeah, he just that's a really crazy close R73, but they were going head on. So yeah, Wide Eye not flaring pre-merge, just like waiting to see smoke, and it ultimately gets him killed because his R27T just gets flared. So that's it right there. And now, I mean, this is kind of like a big cluster here. So if we just look real quick, so Danny was originally going to go after Penguin here and try and kill him, but looks like he just doesn't care about him anymore. It's just dragging him, so he's going to turn cold, probably look to try and regroup with his friends. Generic here, he's hot at the moment, and he looks like he's in a dive. So his best thing to do would be to try and figure out where these guys are, and probably at this point, probably try and go after Signore, because he's kind of splitting off, and maybe you can coordinate with Danny, get him to recommit, and like cut him off here, and then go ahead and deal with Penguin. Deathly over here has to most certainly deal with Coyote directly in front of him on his nose, and Raven has to back him up, just immediately come with him as well, and then probably target Andres to make sure Andres doesn't get on Deathly. That's probably what would have to happen for this match to switch over very favorably for 406 here. And in terms of Grim Reapers, I mean, they're up one. You know, they're winning here. Grand Speed just got a kill. You know, he's flowing here, but he can obviously just quick recommit, already instantly be on the flank here, get that kill, or even target Raven here, get that kill. Coyote definitely has to commit immediately to get Deathly. And then Andres just supports him, probably either helping assist kill Deathly or even going and killing Raven over here. And then Signore just has to, immediately break right, try and take out Generic here. And then Penguin he can just come in, he can pick his targets or whatever, even chase down Danny and kill him. So, you know, it's a very open and clear-cut fight for GRC at this moment, being up a person and having 406 be like kind of really far separated. 406 not so much. You know, they're down a guy, so they have to be very precise with who they pick to fight. And if that doesn't happen, then you know, it's just not going to work out ultimately. So here we go. Generic coming down, Deathly. So this was the triple team fight here that I saw. This was a good one. Signore going up to assist Penguin. So this is also a good tactic for Signore to do, because if he's not going to get targeted by Generic, or if he doesn't see this, you know, they can be like, oh, hey guys, it's okay, it's a 3v3. Although, in this 3v3 specifically, GRC are in a worse position, and it ultimately comes out that they lose this 3v3 because only Grand Speed is hot here, and you have a MiG-29 at 20,000 feet, a flanker at 11, and another MiG-29 at 5. You know, they're all hot in a very nice kind of Vic formation, and then you have Coyote 1 over here, and Andres still cold or beaming, low to the deck. And you got this double tap R over here. Looks like both shots are going out on... both shots look like they were going out on Grand Speed, but I think CTF Raven over here might have double targeted, or he might have been firing on one of these guys over here and dropped the lock. But this R27R on Grand Speed definitely, I think this one hits. It does. Yeah, very clean shot from Generic. Good pickup, good kill. R27T out here for Deathly, or not Deathly. This looks like it's going after Raven. And then Andres... Actually, no, okay. 27T and an AIM-7 out on Generic, so they completely whiff on picking up Raven here, and Raven is able to get off an R73, which gets flared instantly by Coyote. Follows up with an R. R takes out Coyote. Again, good job with the double tap. If you know, you fire a heater, it's probably gonna whiff if he flares, but if you fire that R, you have to force him to turn defensive, or else he eats it. So good job there. And then we got a merge with Andres and Raven. Generic over here running from a Sparrow, which I believe, yeah, does not catch him. Deathly and Generic recommitting the same time. Generic staying cold. He probably... Oh, yeah, I think Generic breaks off to go help Danny over here. We'll take a look at what happens up here in a sec, but we got to pay attention to here. So Raven recommits, but is unable to beat that F-18 turn right there, and Deathly is unable to assist him in a reasonable amount of time, but still gets the kill. Good pickup. You know, and now we do have, again, another favorable situation for 406. They were able to bring it back from a losing to a winning situation, and this is a very easy win from this position right here. I gotta say, super easy win. If we look at it from the 406 side, I mean, yeah, if we look at it from the 406 side, you got Danny. He's running cold. All he has to do is start turning to his right, dragging Signore, who's behind him, over here towards his friends. Generic, all he has to do is press Signore into Fox 2 range, Fox 1 range, kill him, and then all that's left is Penguin up here. And then Deathly, he doesn't have to care. This he can ignore and just immediately press for Penguin to try and kill him, to keep him from continuing to fight this. Because if all three of them just go after Signore, then Penguin can pick one of them off. But if Deathly is able to pick up Penguin, which is going to be pretty hard because he's been on the deck the entire time, and he has no data link, then, you know, it's just going to be an easy time. So, like, very, very easy win here for 406. And then looking at the GRC side, if we look here, all right, we got Signore here trying to kill Danny. So as long as he gets this kill very quickly, then he's won. Penguin, on the other hand, he needs to pick up Generic, and what can easily happen here is that Signore kills Danny, immediately breaks away from the SU-27 and incoming MiG-29. Penguin puts the SU-27 defensive, and then Signore is able to recommit, pick up Deathly, and while Penguin chases down Generic, or even Penguin can swap targets to Deathly, and Signore can try and pick up the 27. So, you know, a harder position for GRC, but super winnable. Super winnable still, because it's, you know, they're in a good position to quickly kill the Mirage 2000 and then swap up the game, and 406 are in a very good position to just you know, defeat GRC because they have more numbers. And it turns out over here, Danny not flaring, that missile warning system doing nothing for him, and he eats an R27T to the butt, which ultimately ends that. Generic unable to pick up Signore, fires an R27R at the MiG-29. Deathly does not know. He was definitely separated from the fight, so now we have a little bit of a pickle situation here. Generic at least putting Penguin on the defensive, but gets Signore on his 6 and eats an R73, so just like worst case scenario here, and exactly what, you know, should have happened here. You know, this perfectly executed by GRC. Kill the Mirage, immediately break in, try to kill Generic. Penguin doesn't have to care about Generic because he's defending, put him into a pickle situation. Signore coming in, killing with an R73, and then it's just Deathly all by himself against 2 GRs. Signore recommits pretty aggressively here. Deathly is able to get off his missile, and then okay, there's an R. Yeah, I don't... That's a pretty funky kill there. Definitely some wonky desync. Very wonky desync there. Either way, yeah. Congratulations to GRC for this round 1 win. You know, like both, like every situation that these teams got into, it sincerely could go one way or the other as long as the teams could like put the pieces together, and that's exactly what happened. Usually the underdog came out, which is again a pretty interesting thing that I've been seeing in these matches, is that, you know, the underdog usually comes out. Maybe because the winner of the fight is a little too cocky, people trying to regain their bearings after getting a kill, you know, a lot of high intense energy, and not a lot of super clear communication, or not a lot of good situational awareness, especially when these fights break down to this low on the deck, and it just kind of falls apart from there. So either way, good job, congratulations to GRC. We will be right back with round 2 of this match, so I will be right back. Alrighty, I accidentally had that up. Actually, I gotta pull this up anyways, because I gotta change over the score here. 1, boom, we're good. Alright, cool. And I just hit my 4 button again. I hope that doesn't do anything. Anyways, let's start up with the music. Alright, so teams have swapped sides. 406 now at Kutaisi. Hey, look at that. That's a slick skin right there. That's slick. I like that. Beautiful skins out here for 406. And it looks like they've changed up their game plan. We got 3 flankers, 2 J11s, a 27, and then we got 2 MiG-29s, so it looks like the Mirage 2000 is swapping targets, and it looks like Deathly is going with the full heater loadout, and his buddy is only going with 1 T, CTF Raven. Raven's only going with 1 T, but still, majority heaters. I mean, pretty decent loadout, honestly. Pretty fair there. And then let's look at the flankers here. So standard flanker, no skin on him, unfortunately, but you know, bog standard loadout for the flanker there. And let's look at Danny. Again, bog standard loadout. And behind him we have Wide Eye, who I assume is again going. Yep, nothing on the nacelles. Also, wait, are there no mounts in the nacelles? Can you remove the pylon in the J11? Has that been a thing? When was that a thing? But anyway, same loadout as before. That's interesting. I never noticed that. That's cool. But yeah, so I mean, Raven going with a different strategy here this time. And let's look at GRC, probably going with the same deal. Yep, same lineup as last time, most likely same loadout, yep. Same exact loadout, still no skins for them. Grand Speed here. Andres, same loadout again. Probably looking to do the exact same tactic. Interestingly enough, though, their MiG-29 now, Penguin, has an R. So, mirroring Raven from the other side. And we took off with GRC the first time. We'll take off with Raven over here this time. Or Raven. We'll take off with 406 over here. Not sure who's supposed to be in lead here since they're like perfectly abeam, but we'll figure that out when we get there. Should be only about a minute or less until takeoff time here. Actually, we can check. Yeah, about 30 seconds till takeoff here. It's 8 minutes from server starts to the go buzzer in these tournaments, so only a few more seconds until the round starts. And they are rolling. Cobra takeoff there. Sheesh. Got a nice little flyover right there. Pretty slick. Alrighty. Oh, deadly haven't gone yet. Looks like they're taking an interval takeoff here. And oh, I'm hitting a button on my thing. Whoops. There we go. And mill power takeoff for the Fulcrum there. Also, sorry if you could hear any beeping. I have a, I just hit an audio controller thing that I have, and it like muted my audio, just making sure it didn't do that. Anyways, teams are taking off here. 406 with a bit of a stinger here, heavy with the flankers up front. Big 29s coming in to support there. And then over here for GRC, we have the flankers. This time they're taking higher altitude, maybe just for ingress. But still super shallow climb, super shallow. They're only pitched up 6 degrees here. Full afterburner. Full afterburner. Just really scared of that altitude, I guess. Took off with 1 engine. Wow. Did you at least air start the other one? Yeah, they're both spinning. Cool. Alright, let's see. Penguin, he's climbing as well this time. Interesting. Pretty dang interesting to see GRC swap over from just sitting on the deck the whole time to actually like trying to gain a little bit of altitude. Definitely not very high still. Very fast though. About a little over Mach 1.1, almost 1.2. He had some technical difficulties on the ground, hence the interval takeoff, so he can get his engines up. Well, okay, yeah. That would make sense. That would definitely make sense. So it looks like they're leveling out here at 20,000 feet only. Not really looking to make these missiles do a whole lot, but they're at least coming into a bit of a formation here. J11s lead the pack there with a little bit of a combat spread. Andres, grand speed there, F-18 J11 there, and then Penguin, again, breaking off on his own to go do something. The flanker group over here for 406 getting a little bit of a clean, nice little wall formation, 3-ship wall, while Deathly and Raven catch up. Let's see the altitude and speed on these guys. Wide Eye again with the faster loadout. It's only 25,000 feet. Only 25,000 feet. Barely going Mach 1.1. Full afterburner. You got to get high, man. You got to get much higher. Just climb up there to the 30s, 40s, thousands of feet, and just accelerate, man. Like, you just got to get up there and really stretch these missiles. We got Generic here though, 27,000 feet, going over Mach 1.2. He's really coming in. He's got the full loadout. What is Wide Eye doing? How is Wide Eye only? What is he not in like full afterburner? He's not accelerating whatsoever. Very interesting. He's barely at Mach 1.1 here, and 25,000 feet. And Generic with the full loadout is doing more than him. He's already surpassed 1.3. Danny here, over here, also past 1.2, 27,000 feet. What is Wide Eye? Man, someone's got to teach Wide Eye how to fly the flanker or something, because he's got to get faster, man. No offense though. No offense. But here we go. We got the fight about to start. R27R out from Coyote already. Looks like it's out on Danny. Another 25-plus mile shot. 24,000 feet, Mach 1.2.5 maybe? 1.25. Signori out with his own 20-something mile shot. Again, out at 25,000 feet, Mach 1.2. Again, very ambitious shots for the R27R. I would say like a 20-mile shot, you really got to do it like almost 40,000 feet with the R27. So, but as you can see, like this R27, it's already, you know, it's already down to Mach 1.3. This R27, yeah, it's already Mach 1.2. I mean, they're just never going to hit, especially Wide-Eye turning cold, going defensive. Danny just straight up beaming it, dragging Coyote. Generic with his own R27 out at a little over 10 miles. But against a beaming target, again, you know, it's not really going to hit. I mean, the missile's still going a little under Mach 2, but Coyote turning cold well before the MAR. He believes 25-mile R27R shots equal plasma. Oh, wait, what shots equal plasma in Coyote we believe? Oh, I get it. Yeah, if only the R27R could do that. But now we have a bit of a reset here. Wide-Eye recommitted pretty aggressively, now in a 3-ship wall with the 29s. Generic turning cold, probably because he's getting spiked by Andres or Grand Speed, maybe even Penguin. Danny kind of by himself, well outside of mutual support range of his friends, and continuing to defend to the south. He really needs to defend to the north to regroup with his buddies, because right here, like, he is getting zero help if he gets singled out by Penguin or something. Grand Speed and Andres looks like they're coming forward. Grand Speed with his own R27R, 16 miles at an altitude of only 20,000 feet, about Mach 1.2, against a beaming Wide-Eye. Wide-Eye is just going to easily just destroy that missile. It's not going to hit him. Andres out here, 18-mile Sparrow, shot at about a little over 25,000 feet, going clean, almost Mach 1.4, and continuing to accelerate as he dives here. Actually, the same 7 Sparrow might have been going after Wide-Eye instead. So double target there. Kind of unfortunate. Deathly's able to just continue to push. He'll try to pick something up. No clue what just happened there. I think someone DC'd or something. I just saw someone pop out of existence right here. So Coyote is by himself, facing a 3 wall of 2 flankers and a 29. Looks like he's probably going to spike Generic, as Generic is kind of tuning out. Deathly and Wide-Eye here in a good mutual support 2-ship, but they're unfortunately pressing into a 3-ship. R27R out here from Signore out on Deathly at 10 miles on the deck. Not going to hit if Deathly defends, which he does. Coyote with an R27R out on Generic, as I thought, but completely unsupported, running to meet up with his friends. Generic just needs to instantly recommit, taking a little bit too long to stay cold. Just way too much time staying cold here. R27R out from Grand Speed at 6 miles, much more respectable distance. R27T out on Signore is not going to hit because Signore just flares it. But now Wide-Eye is defensive. Deathly coming down to help. Generic finally recommits. Danny is cold for some reason. Raven is also defending cold, probably because he got spiked by Andres and doesn't know how far away he is. Now Wide-Eye is being run down by Grand Speed. He's definitely going to get outflanked here by Signore. So he needs to defend south to regroup with his buddies, but he's unfortunately not doing that. 4-mile cold shot from Grand Speed. Skate shot is not going to hit Wide-Eye unless Wide-Eye recommits into it. R27R from Signore onto Deathly here. 5 miles of beam on the deck. Not going to hit him. Deathly's turning cold. R27R from Coyote. Generic returns with his own shot at 7 miles. They're both about 10,000 feet in the air. So these missiles are not going to hit if they defend properly. Generic's missile, or he unsupports his missile. Coyote is not going to hit his. Raven over here hopefully picks up Andres. 5-mile shot. That's a clean kill right there if he can do it. Deathly. Danny's got a clean kill here on Coyote, Andres, or even Signore. AIM 7P, AIM 9M out here on MiG-29. Raven does not return the favor. Generic with a high off-bore sight R27R. That probably broke guidance there. R27R out on to the face on Signore. Signore's probably going to eat this. He's flaring. Yep, and he takes it. And then R73's out for Wide-Eye, does not flare it successfully and loses. Danny here about to merge with Andres, and they merge, but they have no idea where each other are. Andres definitely blind, Danny blind. Deathly out with an R27T onto Andres. Andres firing a unsupported R27R. Danny and Andres here, about to get visual in this merge. Andres is still blind in this merge. Maybe Danny has visual. Does not have visual. He's just ignoring him, going straight for the top. Deathly with an R27T. And looks like he got the kill there. Boom. Nice. Good flares out there. Good defense. So now it's a 2v2. Good setup. Good position. I mean, this is a super slick win here for 406 that they can pull through it. Deathly just has to recommit, find Andres, kill him. How many missiles he got? He's got plenty of missiles. He can easily do this. Danny needs to keep dragging Deathly. Him going into this beaming maneuver is not going to save him, and he's recommitting into an AIM 7, so he's going to eat this. He's dead. Not a good decision there. Andres now in a position to get drag Deathly into Coyote. Deathly to target Andres, so it probably looks like, yep, Deathly should have Andres here. We should see it by Coyote has Deathly. 3 mile shot on a beaming to cold target. That missile most certainly will not hit unless he recommits into it. Andres just dies here. Not sure why. I didn't see a missile come off of Deathly unless I'm blind. And hopefully Deathly does not just eat this formation, and he's dead. Damn. Unfortunate there. That's a bit of a rough one, I would say. But I mean, it's this match is definitely a very even fight. I would 100% say that this match is a very even up matchup. It's just unfortunate that 406 was not able to capitalize on certain positions. And just playing, definitely in the second round, playing way too defensively. But obviously that could come from lack of situational awareness, not knowing how far away the opponent is, if they're spiking you or if they're launching a missile on you. But yeah, just a bit too defensive in a tournament type that like necessitates aggressiveness. But we got Coyote 1 here in his flanker. He expended every R in his inventory, and I don't remember if he took an R and a T. I think he took 2 T's as box standard. So expended every R in his inventory plus 1 T, and won. So he's got to be feeling good after that one, I assume. MiGs are blind, Bogey Dope sucks. If flankers and F-18s are not talking to them, they will have a hard time. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, my team is flying the F-15 in this tournament, and yeah, I mean, you have to have good situational awareness skills to make one of those jets work. I mean, the 15 and the 29 are by far the best jets besides the Mirage 2000 in terms of like kinetic performance. Like, you can just get so fast, so high with those jets, but they require a lot of skill to make work because you just, you don't have data link for you, and the Bogey Dope is not going to give you the full picture. It'll just give you the nearest guy, and that guy might be dead, or he might not even be the nearest guy because of data link issues, or with the E3 detection issues. A flanker or F-18 got to act as mini GCI for the 29s. Absolutely. Yeah, we fly, in my team, we have one guy who flies an F-18. And, I mean, honestly, I'd fly 5 F-15s, but the guy who flies the F-18 insists that he's better in it. But, I mean, for me, I haven't really noticed any usefulness in having an 18 be like a mini GCI for you. Unless they're just really good at, being a GCI. Like, they gotta be on the ball and like actual. I would say they'd have to have like actual GCI skills if they want to make that work. So if you're gonna do that, it definitely takes a pretty niche skill set to pull off there. But yeah, absolutely difficult, super difficult to make it work. But that's again why you got to keep your eyes out, and you got to be able to build your picture. In this fight, noticeably, there was a lot of downtime between people going at it. People were significantly more defensive than they were in the first round. There was less fur balls happening, a lot more organization from the 406 side, very clearly. But it seemed that they just, I mean, when people started dropping out of the sky, they just lost all situational awareness and just really lost that fight. Totally could have pulled it out had they kept it together there very easily, but it just looks like they just, they went blind as soon as people started falling out of the sky. A couple of critical decisions on your part. Yeah, I'm not in the comms channel with you as you guys were fighting, so I have no idea what you guys actually decided to do or what it was. I'm just looking at it from an omniscient perspective, obviously, top down. I get to have all the perfect information. So when I do my thinking about this, it's like, I'm going to assume you guys have good information and run with that, because there's too many variables to think about if I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't know, or maybe he doesn't know, like, there's too many pieces on the board for me to, like, you know, it's like playing chess where you can't see the other person's pieces, kind of. The 8-minute time didn't account for any technical difficulties, and I had to do a last-minute rearm before it took off, botching my essay process. Yeah, absolutely. I honestly think that the timer should at least be pushed up to 10 minutes. 8 minutes is just barely enough time for people to, like, especially FC3 drivers, to get loaded, pulled up to the runway, lined up, and then take off. Like, out of all the scrimmages I've done with the script and the matches in particular, like, almost every single time, like, we line up and then we have 20 seconds until the buzzer goes off. So, you know, I think the timer definitely needs to be increased to at least 10 minutes. 15 is too long, but 10 minutes I think would be just right for this kind of match. Like 29 takes forever to get the dampener going. 8 minutes would be rough. 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes now? Okay, cool. Yeah, 8 minutes was literally like right there on the cusp of not enough time. 10 minutes I think is a good sweet spot. Flankers full burned at mid-out to get rid of fuel we otherwise wouldn't have taken. I see. I mean, I think it'd probably be better off just to go full afterburner, climb up to altitude, and then just stay in afterburner and accelerate at high altitude instead of just burning at medium. Because you really got, like, in Fox 1, it really is just a simple math equation of, like, I'm higher, I'm faster, my missile go further, right? In Fox 3, it's completely different for the most part. But in Fox 1, it really is just a simple, am I higher than you, am I faster than you? Okay, I'm going to beat you. It really is that simple in Fox 1, ultimately. So, it's surprising to have people not come in with their max performance on their jet. FC3 tip. Folks may know, planes can top up and defuel while running. So you can top up flanker fuel or defuel while powered up on a runway. That is something I did not know. That's very good. That's very good, though. It's tough when your opponent is on the deck. We had to sacrifice altitude for SA. I mean, yeah, but, like, when you're up high, I mean, sure, it's a little bit harder because it's harder to spot your opponents, but it's definitely better to stay above them because, like, if you're able to grab one of them with your radar or something like that, right, or even your electro-optical and a flanker, like, if you are way above them and you maintain speed, their missiles just can't do anything against you. Like, your missile will have more range, so you can at least put them defensive, right? The only thing they can really do is maybe fire a heater at you and hope that you don't notice. But, you know, everyone in this tournament, or everyone in this match, besides the single Hornet, was taking missiles that generate smoke. So, I would definitely, not sacrifice the altitude, because you can still build SA while maintaining your altitude, at least in my opinion. So, probably just something to look at in the future, I would think. But, good landing here from Coyote. Just stopping on the runway, turning off his engines and stuff like that. So, I'll be right back with the Tacview. Let's go over to the intermission to do that. Alright, should be back here, I hope. Get the music started. Back with the John Madden experience. And Aspen, all about controlling the Wes. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I was gonna think of something. I had something to say there that I thought about when I read that comment, and I just immediately forgot about it. But yeah, you just wanna have better missiles than your opponent, because okay, I remember. Ultimately, the goal of beyond visual range combat is to avoid the merge. If you can avoid the merge when you're doing a BVR fight, you're winning, right? The merge completely like gets rid of any technological capabilities and just reverts it down to who is a better pilot, which is obviously fun, right? Because you get to see who is the better pilot, but you're not trying to die, so it's better off to try and stay out of the possibility of getting merged, which is why I recommend staying high, staying fast, and just dropping down on them and getting those kills. Because what are they really gonna do, against you with superior performance? So again, good 3-ship wall here from 406 with a 2-ship leading element of MiG-29s. On GRC, basically the opposite. I mean, you got a 3-ship in the trail, 2-ship in the lead, versus 406's 3-ship in lead, 2-ship in trail. Signore and Coyote, again, taking pretty ambitious shots with these R27Rs. Definitely a lot better than the 30-mile on the deck low-to-high shots that we saw earlier, but still pretty insignificant when they just defend. And, it obviously gets Wide-Eye and Danny to defend here, but Generic is untargeted, so he gets to just press them. And which Generic does put Coyote defensive. Signore is untargeted. He could have easily continued to press here, but he's probably targeted by the MiG-29s. So good on them for actually turning cold. Got to regroup with the 3-ship back here, drag the opponent's team into this kind of fight. And if we look at the altitude differences here, looks like we have a bit of a kind of even here, pretty even here. The 406 guys are a little bit more co-altitude all with each other versus GRC, which have a very aggressive altitude split here. Got a guy at 4,000 with Signore and Andres up here at 27. So pretty aggressive altitude split here. So kind of a difficult thing to sort through if you're looking at it, because you got like a pretty wide spread and then it's like a very dramatic altitude shift around here. So let's continue here. So we got a double sort on Wide-Eye, again putting him defensive, but Deathly is able to just press in here uncontested and in mill power, not an afterburner. He's down here at 11,000 feet. We got Raven over here who's at 15,000, just dropped out of afterburner it seems. Coyote with an unsupported R27 on Generic. Generic just continues to stay cold, unsure why. Finally recommits Danny over here cranking left. And yeah. Hold on, I forget. Oh yeah, Penguin C-fitted. That's right. That's what happened. I remember this. You guys said that he C-fitted. What happened here? Why did he C-fit? Did he just like 5 Gs, nose down, pull up, only 5 Gs? But yeah, okay. Not enough Gs. Not enough Gs there. Gotta pull harder. Stick deflection maybe. But yeah, unfortunate there for GRC, just losing a pilot to C-fitting. Again, we got Coyote here. And then R27 out at 9 miles, 10 miles in the deck. 10 miles, 11,000 feet, 13,000 feet. Decent shot to put him defensive, which it does, which is good. It gets him off Danny's tail. Danny should be able to just instantly recommit, which he's starting to do pretty slowly. Then we got R27Rs trading between Coyote and Generic. Generic does not support his, but Coyote does. And then, I mean, here it's kind of a big cluster. So let's see what happens here in a sec. Okay, so Raven just gets knocked out here, and yeah, okay. So here in this fight, I mean, it's even because 406 just unfortunately lost Raven to just Raven failing to target somebody. You know, he just flew into dying basically here. So I mean, if we look at it, so 406 has Generic. He's flowing hot here. So his strategy should be to probably try and pick up Andres, who just killed his buddy here. We got a T out, most certainly on Generic, but that's not going to hit him, so we can just ignore that. And then we got, can't see the name on that one, and I don't remember, but, you know, he's nose hot. He should be trying to pick up Coyote to kill him. So we got an easy kill here. Deathly can go ahead, and he has 2 options. His first one should simply be to just immediately track straight north to deal with Signore up here and help out his buddy. right? Get this kill. So Wide Eye can simply just, you know, Fox 2 skate. You know, he can fire Fox 2 over here and then just skate south to rejoin with his friends to go ahead and, you know, ignore this guy up here. Because, you know, he's in a 2-on-1 situation. That's not a winning situation in Fox 1. It's just instantly losing. So, I mean, frankly, a pretty easily winnable situation given proper situational awareness on the side of 406. For GRC, super winning situation right here. I mean, you have Signore and Grand Speed, and they're both going to press Wide Eye. One of them is going to have to defend. As you can see, there's a missile coming off of him right here in this very frame. So one of them is just going to simply defend. Don't know which one it is at this moment in time, but one's going to defend, and the other one's just going to press and kill him because they're within range, right? And then once you do that, I mean, you just come south with Signore and Grand Speed, and then you just, you know, you already have Andres and Coyote here to get a bit of a pincer, so you know, you're just trapping them. You're flanking them from both sides. There's nothing 406 can really do. You know, and if Andre's vigilant enough over here as well, if Andre's vigilant enough here, then, you know, he can just immediately go kill Generic, and Coyote can just quick recommit to try and Fox and kill him right here. And then Deathly's just cold. He has to recommit, you know, and in his recommit, you know, you can have Coyote Fox kill him, or Andres after he kills Generic, press over Fox, kill Deathly. So just like a super winning position here. Very clear win for GRC. 406 can still win, but it's a little bit more of a fight for them in this situation. He was doing 9Gs. Penguin was? Okay. It said he was only doing 5, so. Alright, so over here, worst case scenario for GRC is that one of them eats an R27, and then worst case scenario for Wide Eye is that he gets it. So, I mean, technically, it is basically like, this is a pretty average scenario. You know, good trade kill here, but you would obviously want to keep your other guy alive. And then Generic gets got by this R27T. I don't know why I said that wouldn't hit him. I think I was thinking that this was further away. Yeah, I mean, that can definitely hit him. I don't know why I thought it was further away. But, you know, this is basically like, I mean, again, it's still another... it wasn't even fight here if Wide Eye was able to simply Fox and crank and break off, but unfortunately he gets got by this R73, and he was going to die to this follow-up R27R anyways. So now we have a 3-on-2 situation. We got Andres and Danny with the merge. Now I know from watching this that they were completely blind, so I mean, ignore that. But Deathly over here very clearly has sightline on Grand Speed, right? So Deathly, clear sightline on Grand Speed. He goes, kills Grand Speed, immediately turns south to try and assist Danny with whatever he's doing. Danny merged with Andres, doesn't know that he's merged, or at least, you know, doesn't see the merge happen. Andres doesn't see it either, so his thing should be climb up a little bit, maybe, right? And then try and pick up Coyote to kill him, because he's right there on a 6. Andres has to spend time turning around to kill Danny, right? Or he's going to pick up Deathly and kill him, but he doesn't do that. So, totally winnable scenario here for 406. They can easily get 2 clean kills here, and then it's a 2-on-1 situation against Andres and the Hornet. In terms of what happens for GRC, I mean, ultimately what should happen is Coyote, you know, continues to track north, try to recommit as soon as possible. Andres here, he knows that he's merged, but he has no visual on him, so he's just doing circles. But instead, what he could have done is just have Coyote drag north to straight towards the bullseye to try and meet up with Gran. Gran is getting attacked by Deathly, so maybe he locks up quick, fires a retaliatory shot, and then Andres in a perfect position to simply just run Deathly down, have Gran come across, meet up with Coyote somewhere here, and maybe even Coyote comes and kills Deathly as well. And then you have just a clean 4-on-3, and Danny he's basically going to be doing nothing except for either doing circles looking for Andres or trying to chase down Coyote, in which case, you know, that's just an easy kill for Grand Speed. If they are able to link up, he can come and kill Coyote here once Deathly has been dealt with by Andres. You know, so just, I mean, there's a lot of options for GRC in this particular moment, which is, I think, what afforded them the victory. 406, very, very narrow options. You have to be very, like, it has to be a specific line of actions that takes place in this fight for them to win. You know, whereas GRC, they kind of have the pick of the litter. They can just pick whatever they want to ultimately win that fight. So we got Deathly out with an R27T that gets flared on Grand Speed. Again, Danny and Andres merge, and they're just kind of like doing whatever. R73, Grand Speed tries to flick it, or tries to pull in real hard, trying to get a R73 off before he gets got by an R27T out from Deathly. Deathly, I think here, just fired his first 2 missiles, those 2 R70 or 227Ts. So he's still got 4 R73s. Deathly, or Danny, I don't know what he has on him, but now he's getting run down by Andres. And again, very winnable position for GRC. Now it's an even fight. However, Danny is cold, so that's unfortunate. So Andres just, you know, easy rundown. Coyote just easy come over here to try and distract Deathly, keep him off of Andres while he gets run down. And in terms of what 406 can do, I mean, it's a very clear, like, okay, just, you know, turn towards Deathly and drag him into Deathly to get the kill here, and then just immediately just quick 180 pick up Coyote here, Fox, and kill, right? So like, just, I mean, a very easy Dragon Bag win for 406 to do if they were able to pick this up. And I mean, again, for GRC, like, it's a very easy position to win, seeing as both of them are nose hot on them and they have one guy defensive. So all you'd have to do is simply just, honestly, I mean, there's a lot of options here. I'm just going on and on about the options, but I mean, Andres, you know, obviously running down him, but if he notices, hey, there's a MiG-29 over here, he just swaps targets, takes out the MiG-29, Coyote picks up his guy and kills him, you know. So just a lot to choose from in this fight. You know, it's very open-ended as to who can win in this moment in time. Unfortunately for Danny, he decides to enter the beam against Andres and commit into him, and he gets got, which is, you know, worst case scenario for them. Deathly at least picks up Andres, or actually fails to acquire Andres. Andres just C-fits, I guess. Yeah, Andres with the C-fit there. So, I mean, evening out the fight. So, I mean, it's just like, it's kind of all over the place. So, like, Danny worst case scenario, Andres worst case scenario, so kind of like a funny worst case scenario trade. But then Deathly here, unable to pick up Coyote 1 in the J11 there, ends up going into the beam. Coyote with the very clear pickup. Fox 1, definitely a good choice to pick the Fox 1 to keep him from recommitting, but Deathly is ultimately unable to outrun this R27. Maybe if he had turned cold a little bit more, he probably could have outran it, but then he's cold at 2 miles and he's got to recommit into like a hail of missiles. Although I think Coyote was out of Fox 1, so, you know, given enough flares, Deathly could have definitely merged into Coyote, and this fight could have continued and possibly he could have won. But just a pretty rough fight there, honestly. And again, super even fight from both teams. I mean, it got down to pretty even numbers. When somebody would die, another person on the other team would die. So it was a constant even trade. And in every scenario, in this round in particular, GRC definitely had the upper hand for the majority of the fight. In round 1, 406 definitely had the upper hand. They just couldn't piece together the plan and execute it. But GRC in the second round had all the options in the world at the end of the day, and 406 needed to take a very specific line of actions to actually win this fight, which is unfortunate for them. But it was, you know, it's totally doable, but you just had to pick the correct actions to do it. But ultimately, again, super even fights, just came down there to the wire, with especially, you know, Danny just turning in, getting shot by that AIM-7, Andres immediately C-fitting, and then Deathly being put into a tail chase scenario against Coyote and eating an R27 up the butt. So, very, very good. 2 C-fits, 1 on each side, and 1 blue on blue in this. No, in this round, blue suffered 2 C-fits. Penguin C-fitted in his MiG-29, and Andres C-fitted in his F-18. I don't think anybody from 406 C-fitted here. I'm pretty sure everyone on 406 got taken out by a missile. Yeah, because you got Raven here taken out by a Sparrow, Generic here by a T. Over here, Wide Eye taken out by an R27 or R73. And then Danny gets taken out by an AIM-7. And then Deathly gets taken out by an R27R. So 2 C-fits suffered by blue side on that one, which helped out 406 a lot. But again, 406 still in a bad position, even with those C-fits, needing to take specific lines to win. So, yeah. Either way, good job from the other teams, or good job from both teams. Very, very good, even, pretty nasty fight, especially that first one with everybody being on the deck. You know, but again, I think this was probably one of the more clear fights to witness. It was a lot less furballs. You guys actually kept your distance, I think, because you're performing a lot of grinder type of maneuvers there. So you were able to keep. Ultimately, I think the SA is probably the best, or like you had the best opportunity to have good SA compared to all the other matches I've seen so far, where it just gets really nasty with those merges. So, yeah. So that's it for this match, though. We'll go ahead and go to the thanks for watching screen once again. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed, follow the stream. I would prefer you to sub to my YouTube channel and all that stuff. I don't know when I'll be streaming next, probably sometime next week or whatever. But yeah, yeah, thank you guys all for watching, and have a nice day.